What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Roger Waters and the Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking album, 1984. Thank you again to Cindy. And the next tune in the playlist is Sexual Revolution. So already the dream state, chronological, timed nature of this concept album is quite a lot to keep in mind. And then you take a concept like sexual revolution, which, has historical connotations, slightly different in different places, and there are different points in time in which you can say there was some manner of sexual revolution or sexual liberation. But in general, the concept is referencing an alteration in public attitudes about sex and sexual activity, whether that's in relation to being more comfortable with the concept in society and culture, in terms of intercourse being discussed publicly, or the idea of sex for pleasure rather than just procreation in a religious matrimonial context, whether you're talking about sex outside of, let's say, traditional heterosexual married relationships, whether you're talking about women having not only a greater ability to discuss sex or to speak about it in an enthusiastic way rather than in a, say, reserved or subservient way, and of course the idea of the use of contraception and birth control, things which were at the very least taboo or less publicly accepted in earlier generations. So a regression is the word I was going to use, a rejection or at least a liberalization of attitudes relative to, say, Victorian attitudes, and a movement toward a more liberal, open, and pluralistic approach to sex psychologically and as a society. So take all of that and then put it into the context of the narrative of this album and the, again, dream fugue states and so on, and I don't quite know what's on offer here, but I'm very curious. Let's see what I can catch on a first listen. This is Roger Waters. The tune is Sexual Revolution, and it's from his 1984 album, The Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking. is he a sandwich at the end? Okay, so number one, that might be my favorite one musically so far. It's just a bluesy tune. It's got some gospel stylings with those backing vocals, but it's also very austere, meaning it's not a busy, like heavy blues tune, but just this soulful guitar work. His impassioned vocals I really did enjoy, and it sounds like they have some echo and like effects on them, but you could hear the emotion in his vocals. And then seemingly we come back to the idea that he's dreaming, having a nightmare, and she tells him it's not over yet. And what was it like, again, between two pieces of bread? Maybe I misheard that last line, but it's almost like comedy comes back in at the end, but certainly it's like reframed in what I now sort of understand is happening in this larger narrative. But in the moment, and again, it did have a feel almost of like a Marvin Gaye type of tune where, he's looking for sexual healing, he's looking for that kind of connection and a sexual revolution, maybe like here in the moment, less, societally or culturally or historically. But yeah, I don't quite know in terms of the dream itself what is specifically happening, other than it sounds like an entreaty, an appeal, a desire for intimacy. And he does even refer to desire specifically at one point. So yeah, I'm curious to hear what some of the vocals were in lyrics, because I was actually concentrating so much on his delivery and that impassioned bluesy type of delivery that I didn't hear all the lines clearly. But yeah, the guitar work absolutely incredible, and like lyrical bluesy guitar. It was like it was telling a story emotionally, just in terms of the guitar progression and the flourishes and the riffs. So that was incredibly enjoyable sonically. And again, like by the end, what I did catch, it's very much in this context of him having this like fever dream turned nightmare, but maybe again, like he's experiencing it differently. Because, someone's like waking you up or like telling you like, oh, hey, you're having a nightmare, then it's like maybe your perception is like still between reality and the dream, and you're conscious, you're like lucid on some level, but you like still haven't separated reality from fantasy. So yeah, either way, an incredible tune sonically and a very like bluesy song, both in terms of his vocal performance and the instrumental elements, and just incredible guitar playing. So yeah, as I said, a really enjoyable one musically. And the next time we come back to this, we will be up to 7 a.m. or no, what am I saying? 4:47 a.m. and The Remains of Our Love, which sounds like something, an aftermath, like the main integral artifact of their love has been shattered or broken, and now you're speaking about the remains of it. So either way, I love that this is all taking place over the course of 17 minutes from the time we started the album, in terms of like the temporal context of the story being told. So either way, a really interesting album, as I get to about the halfway point. And it's one, like, a concept album like I've never really seen before. I've seen concept albums where, the songs have thematic connections, maybe even it's telling a story from the first song to the last song, but never one where it's like cataloging the minutes, and it's like we're hearing a story that we're also being told is a dream in itself. So just a really fascinating CD. Once again, shout out to Cindy. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.